Hello everyone, welcome back to Tales and Thrills. Today we're stepping into something truly sinister. The Happyhills Homicide, one of the most disturbing and creative indie horror experiences to ever come out of the gaming world. It's gory, darkly funny, and absolutely drenched in 80s slasher energy. Think Friday the 13th meets Manhunt, but with a clown mask that will haunt your dreams. This isn't just a horror game. It's a digital nightmare where you run from the killer. You are the killer, and you know what that means. We're doing a kill count. From the very first moment, the Happyhills Homicide sets its tone perfectly. VHS static, eerie music, and a suburban neighborhood bathed in neon lights. The game puts you in the role of a mysterious masked murderer, a clown-like figure with no mercy and no remorse. Each level is a new kill, a new twisted episode of your own slasher movie. There's no exposition, no explanation, just murder. And that's what makes it so chilling. You're not watching a horror film, you're performing one. Our first scene begins in a quiet neighborhood. A man relaxes in his home, the television glowing in the dark. Then the screen flickers, and suddenly, the front door opens. You, the killer, sneak in, wearing your clown mask, your footsteps silent, your breathing heavy. The first kill is quick, brutal, and messy. You sneak behind him and slit his throat. Blood splatters the wall, his body collapses, and the words, Happyhills Homicide, appear across the screen like a sick joke. That's kill number 1, clean, classic, and cold. The second kill moves into darker territory. This time, you break into another home, finding your victim asleep. The camera lingers, the tension builds, and you slowly raise your weapon, a hammer. The sound design here is terrifyingly realistic. 1 hit, 2 hits, then silence. The victim's face is left unrecognizable. Kill number 2, pure brutality. The game makes you feel both the satisfaction and the sickness of the act, and that's its genius. It's not glorifying violence, it's making you confront how horrifying it really is. Kill 3 takes things outside. A man mows his lawn under the morning sun, unaware that death is literally walking up behind him. You grab a wrench from the tool shed, sneak up, and end it in one motion. Blood sprays across the white picket fence, staining the American dream red. This scene perfectly captures the irony of Happyhills. Behind the cheerful suburban facade, there's rot, decay, and madness. By kill 4, the game's rhythm becomes hypnotic. You stalk, plan, execute. Each new mission is introduced like a scene from a VHS tape, complete with static transitions and eerie music. This time, your target is a man in the shower. Steam fills the bathroom. Your reflection appears in the mirror for a brief second before you plunge your knife into his back. The sound of water mixes with blood as the player watches the life drain from his eyes. It's shocking, intimate, and deeply uncomfortable. Exactly what great horror should be. Kill 5 breaks the formula. Instead of silent stalking, the killer leaves a message. Smile, you're on camera. The sense of control shifts. Now it feels like the killer wants to be seen, almost like he's performing. The murders become a performance art piece, every victim another brushstroke on a canvas of chaos. The tone becomes more deranged, more theatrical. The clown mask isn't hiding identity anymore, it's becoming one. As the body count rises, we start noticing something. The victims aren't random, they're connected. A police officer, a neighbor, a reporter, even a therapist. Each person represents a piece of the killer's past. Through environmental storytelling, we realize the Happyhills Homicide isn't just a slasher game. It is a psychological spiral. Every kill is personal, every scream is memory, and every act of violence brings us closer to understanding why this monster was born. By kill 6, things escalate into full-blown carnage. The killer enters a home during a dinner party. Multiple guests, multiple kills. The screen flashes between slow-motion horror and brutal close-ups. The soundtrack turns distorted, blending laughter with screams. Wine glasses shatter. A woman crawls under the table, blood dripping down her arm. You drag her out by the hair and finish her off with a knife. This is no longer a game. It's a ritual. Kill count, 9 by the end of the scene. Kill 10 is different. The game slows down, giving you control in a hospital setting. One of your previous victims survived, barely. He's hooked to a life support machine. You walk down the hallway, lights flickering, alarms beeping. When you reach his bed, the camera zooms in. You unplug the machines one by one. His heart monitor flatlines. There's no blood, no screaming, just silence. It's one of the most haunting moments in the Happyhills Homicide. The absence of gore makes it worse. At this point, the news in the game world has caught on. Headlines read, "The Happyhills slasher strikes again. Police patrols increase. Neighborhoods empty." But you keep going. You can't stop. The player realizes this isn't about revenge or pleasure. It's about compulsion. The killer isn't in control anymore. The mask is. In Kill 11, you target a police officer investigating the murders. You sneak into the precinct at night, taking out security one by one. The final confrontation happens in an interrogation room. The officer stands frozen in fear as you smash his head into the one-way mirror over and over until it shatters. Blood runs down the glass, reflecting the killer's smile. Kill 12. The line between human and monster is gone. Kill 13, 14, 15. The pace quickens. One victim is strangled with Christmas lights, another burned alive in his car. One is impaled on a flagpole. Each kill becomes more creative, more unhinged. The game's tone shifts from grounded horror to surreal madness. The VHS distortion increases. You can barely tell what's real anymore. The killer's breathing becomes louder, almost animalistic. The mask feels alive. By Kill 16, the story hits its emotional peak. The killer returns to his childhood home. Empty rooms, broken toys, a family photo on the floor, stained with blood. We realize this is where it all began. In a final flashback sequence, we see fragments of a past life, abuse, neglect, loneliness. The clown mask wasn't a disguise, it was a shield. The Happyhills killer wasn't born from evil, he was built by pain. In the final act, the police track him down. SWAT teams surround the neighborhood. Sirens echo. You, as the player, make one last walk through the streets, past your victims' houses, past your memories. It's eerie, quiet, and strangely sad. When the cops finally corner you, you raise your knife, ready for one final stand. Gunshots ring out. The screen cuts to black. The final kill is yours. But the tape doesn't end. The screen flickers one last time. Static clears, and the camera pans across a new neighborhood. New houses, new victims, new smiles. The clown mask appears on screen again, grinning. The text reads, "To be continued." The horror isn't over. Evil doesn't die. It just changes its address. By the end of the Happyhills Homicide, the confirmed kill count sits around 17. But symbolically, it's far higher. Every life lost, every scream heard, every stain of blood tells a story of a man who lost his soul long before the first blade struck. The game isn't just about murder. It's about the cycle of trauma, the obsession with control, and how violence becomes its own language when pain goes unheard. Visually, the game nails that retro horror aesthetic, VHS filters, static transitions, synth-heavy music, and muted colors drenched in red. The sound design is especially brilliant. The distant laughter, the crunch of footsteps on pavement, the soft hiss of a knife sliding out of flesh. It's immersive, unsettling, and cinematic. You feel like you re-watching a banned 80s horror film that was never supposed to see the light of day. From a performance standpoint, the lack of dialogue actually adds to the terror. The killer never speaks. The silence is deafening. Every emotion, rage, regret, emptiness, is shown through movement and atmosphere. The game's brilliance lies in what it doesn't tell you. There's no exposition dump, no villain monologue, just actions and the consequences that follow. And that's what makes the Happyhills Homicide stand out from every other indie horror experience. It's not about surviving the killer, it's about becoming one. The horror doesn't come from what's chasing you. It comes from what you're capable of doing once the mask goes on. So, what did we learn from this kill count?